All right, hey, in this first problem here for Thursday review, it talks about there being 6 snack packs of Pringles in your pantry, and each snack pack contains 8 individual sized servings of Pringles. So 6 snack packs times 8 individual servings tells you there's 48 total packages. All right, that's where your brain starts going. It says your sibling ate 3 packages from one snack pack. Now you know that there's 45 total packages, but that's not the answer. But that will be one of the answers because you don't always want to read all the words. And then it says write a function that shows the relationship between y and the number of individually packaged Pringles, which is x. Okay, so remember, we're looking for how many total packages of Pringles there are. That's x. We take 8 times the number of packages because there's 8 in each one. Okay, and then of course 8 times however many packages there are minus the 3 that your sibling ate. It's kind of a big logic problem, and it's actually a very fast problem to work. You just got to get some practice in. Don't forget, the equation for slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, and you literally just have to take this y minus this y and then this x minus this x. We try to show you so many different ways, but you really got to learn to do this by hand. So we take -5 minus -16. Some of you are still missing that negative, which turns into a positive. And then you have +5 minus 10. So -5 minus -16, 5 minus 10. And that gives you a -5 plus 16, which is 11, and gives you 5 minus 10, which is -5. And so the slope is -11 over 5 when you get done. For these slope problems, y'all, I just want you to realize all you got to do is find 2 points. There's a point, and let me slide over a little bit. And here's a point. And all you have to do is drive your car from this house to this house, okay? If I go up, let's say that number is 83. My copy's blurry, I apologize. And then I went right only 1. Well, then my slope or rate of change here is 83 miles per hour, okay? And then you have the entire rate of change. So we get down here and we have it wants an equation that goes through a point. So a good thing to always do first is map this point. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me do it over here. I'm sorry. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then right here is this point 4, 8. Okay, it's right there. Now, it says the slope is undefined. So there's 2 unique slopes that we deal with. If we have a horizontal line, then the slope is 0. Remember, on a horizontal line, you can walk on a horizontal line, right? You can walk on it, so it has a slope. That slope is 0. The vertical line, which is something you cannot walk on because it's straight up and down like a wall, this has no slope. And this, again, is where 0 and no are not the same thing. They don't mean the same thing in math, okay? 0 means you have a slope and it's flat. No slope means it's undefined and it's straight up and down. So we mapped this point and we have a no slope or undefined slope that goes through it. That means this is the actual line, and then all we have to do is realize that this is the x-axis, and the only thing we go through is that 4, and that means the whole equation is x equals 4. You practice this enough, you learn that if you have undefined slope, then x equals 4 is your equation. If they tell you your slope equals 0, then y equals 8 will be your equation. So it's pretty quick once you actually take the time to study it and learn it. All right, this is a long problem. This is one of the harder problems in algebra because you got to do multiple things. So they're talking about a point that goes through 3, -6. Okay, that's right here. But that line is parallel to this line right here. You know it's an equation, it's a line, and it's parallel. So some things you got to remember. Parallel is two lines that never cross. If you look at it this way, notice it makes an equal sign, and that's because parallel slopes are the exact same thing. They are equal to each other. Okay, so in order to find out what this slope is, we need to get in y equals mx plus b form. So that just means we solve for y. Okay, so let's y minus 3x equals 4. Y minus 3x equals 4. My bad. X minus 3y equals 4. First thing we're going to do is subtract the x from both sides. X minus x is 0. That leaves negative 3y. Bring down the equals, and we can't add a number and a letter together like this. So we just have negative x plus 4. Negative x, that's a positive 4, becomes negative x plus 4. Okay? Then we just divide every term by this negative 3. And this equation, okay, is y equals. Notice here that the number in front of the x would be 1. And we can just highlight it like this. Negative divided by negative is a positive 1/3. So it's 1/3. X, positive and negative, makes a negative 4/3. But we don't need actually all of this. It's only asking us to find the slope that's parallel. Well, the parallel slopes are equal. The slope of, sorry about that, the slope of this line right here is 1/3. So the slope of this line that goes to this point will also be 1/3. So now we have a point, 3, negative 6, and we have a slope of 1/3. Okay, point, slope, form. Y minus y1, this will be y1, will equal the slope times x minus x1, this will be x1. All right, so then we just plug things in. Do I have y minus? I have a y1. It's negative 6, which makes y plus 6. Negative times a negative makes a positive. Equals the slope right here is 1/3 times x minus, what is x1? Positive 3. So x minus 3. We distribute, that's 1/3 times x. We distribute here, positive times negative is negative. 1/3 of 3 is 1. And then, of course, we subtract a 6 from both sides. That becomes 0. Y equals 1/3 x minus 7. So what is this new equation? I'm not sure if I got it right, but we'll see here in a second. It's right. It's y equals 1/3 x minus 7. Now, when you're this close to the y-intercept, or the y-axis, if you just do your slope down 1, back 1, 2, 3, you would have seen really quickly by doing your slope backwards that your y-intercept was negative 7, and you wouldn't have had to do the equational work. The last point here is that we're just going to distribute this 2 to the negative 3 for negative 6x, and 2 times 2 for plus 4. And then, of course, we bring down the plus x, and we bring down the plus 5, and this equals 34. Now, a lot of you are trying to subtract and move things before you're done, so pay very close attention. We have kind of combined all the like terms on one side before we move anything. Negative 6x plus 1x is negative 5x. Okay? 4 plus 5 is plus 9. And this equals 34. Okay? Now I have only one x term and one number term. I'm going to subtract my 9 from both sides. And I'm going to write it up here. Negative 5x, that's this. Okay? That equals 0. Equals 34 minus 9 is 25. Divide both sides by negative 5. And x is going to equal negative 5, actually. And that's going to be your answer. Hey, make sure you guys are watching this video and taking good notes and asking good questions. Happy week.